Welcome to our Earth Day conversation. Today it's all about why America must transition to renewable, clean energy, not just to feel good, but to compete economically and save the planet.
Love it. We're talking hard truths and bold moves here, right?
Exactly. So think about it. Clean energy isn't just about hugging trees anymore. It's about jobs, money, power, and survival, both economically and ecologically.
Right. It's like, not just a trend, but a necessity. So what do you see as the fuel for this movement?
Well, the global economic race is already turbocharged. Look at China, Europe, even India. These regions are investing billions. China is putting in over $500 billion a year into solar, wind, electric vehicles, and battery storage. Meanwhile, Europe's legislation is clearing the way for a fossil fuel exit.
That's incredible. So while these parts of the world are sprinting ahead, what's happening in the U.S.?
Here's the blunt truth. We're still subsidizing oil companies and even fighting over whether wind turbines are, ugly. And if we don't dominate in clean energy, we're going to be buying it from someone else, losing out on jobs, technology control, and ultimately economic power.
Absolutely. That's like a huge wake-up call. So let's break it down. What about employment? How does clean energy stack up in terms of job creation?
This is key. The clean energy sector is already supporting over 3 million U.S. jobs, which is far more than what the coal sector offers right now. Think about solar panel installers and wind turbine technicians, two of the fastest growing careers in America.
Yeah, wow. It's like, for real, a pathway to revive communities, right?
Exactly. Switching to renewables can revive the Rust Belt, not abandon it. And much of this momentum was jump-started by the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, which funneled billions into American battery factories, EV plants, and grid upgrades.
That act seems like a major turning point, but don't some argue that those investments are risky?
Sure, some critics say the investment is over the top, but really it's a necessary risk to retool our economy and enhance national security. Every barrel of oil we import puts us at risk of dependence on unstable regimes.
Absolutely. It's a national security liability. Import reliance, volatile global markets, even climate disasters, they all add up.
Precisely. Fossil fuels tie us to unstable governments, and when wars, hacks, or embargoes hit, we're left vulnerable. Climate disasters cost us hundreds of billions every year. It's like we're paying with our future for sticking with old energy.
That's a powerful point. Now, what about the cost side of things? I've heard renewable energy is cheaper these days, right?
Yes, indeed. Renewable energy is not only better for the planet, it's also cheaper. Solar and wind power have now become the cheapest electricity sources we've ever seen. The price of solar panels has dropped by over 90% in the past decade.
Wow, that's like going from a flip phone to a smartphone in terms of energy tech, isn't it?
Exactly. It's like we're still clinging to fax machines while the world is all about smartphones now. Battery technology is improving fast too, making 24/7 renewable power possible without fossil fuel backups.
It really makes you wonder, why would anyone stick with an outdated system when there's such an affordable, efficient alternative?
Right. It's essentially a no-brainer. And then there's the issue of climate change itself. Every ton of CO2 we pump into the atmosphere is like throwing gasoline on a global dumpster fire. The last 13 years have seen the 10 hottest years on record.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the imagery is clear with vanishing glaciers, rising sea levels, and extreme weather events. It's almost like nature is raising its voice.
Exactly. These aren't just isolated events. They're signals that we're dangerously close to irreversible climate shifts. And that's not just science. It's, a major alarm for our future.
It almost feels like the world is yelling at us, go clean or go extinct.
You nailed it. If we don't transition now, we're choosing dependence, instability, and even economic chaos. On Earth Day, it's not enough to just recycle bottles. We need to commit to going clean, going big, and going now.
Right. And it's not just an environmental issue. It's a patriotic move, too. protecting our economy, our jobs, and our national security.
Exactly. It's the smartest, most profitable move. And, frankly, the most patriotic one. Imagine building a future in America that leads the global clean energy revolution rather than being a customer buying from abroad.
There's a certain urgency in your tone. It almost sounds like a call to arms. But some might argue, isn't it a bit extreme?
I get that, and I appreciate the perspective. But here's the thing. If we don't act now, we'll face irreversible damage, both in ecological terms and economic prospects. The argument isn't extreme. It's based on proven science and hard data.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense, though sometimes I wonder if the economic shift can happen quickly enough given our current policy debates.
That's a fair point. Change on this level is never instantaneous. It requires bold policy moves, innovation, and a lot of public support. But the momentum is building, especially with groundbreaking legislation like the IRA fueling investments in clean tech.
Yeah, I suppose it's a bit of a chicken and egg scenario. The more investments we see, the faster we can scale up our innovations, which in turn drive further job growth.
Exactly. It's a virtuous cycle. And as more renewable energy projects succeed, it can pave the way for revamping our aging infrastructure while also strengthening our economic competitiveness.
Right, absolutely. It all ties back into that global race you mentioned earlier. If America doesn't catch up, we might be left buying the technology instead of leading it ourselves.
Precisely. And let's not forget, every bound forward in renewables is a counter to the vulnerabilities of fossil fuel dependence. Think of it like switching from a crumbling old bridge to a brand new state-of-the-art highway.
I like that analogy. Yeah, it just underscores the vitality of the transition, not just for the economy, but for safeguarding our future.
And that's the final word. If we want America to remain a global competitor and truly secure our planet, we must go clean. Otherwise, the risks are just too monumental, economically and quite frankly, literally.
Absolutely. This Earth Day really forces us to rethink our priorities. From industry to job markets to national security and even our very survival, everything is interconnected.
Exactly. It's like a giant wake-up call for all of us. And remember, every small change counts, whether it's installing solar panels at home or urging policymakers to invest in renewable infrastructure.
Yes. So here's to making today count, not just by clicking like or subscribe, but by really committing to actions that steer us towards a cleaner, smarter, and safer America.
Right on. Let's make this Earth Day matter by gearing up for a future where clean energy powers not just our homes, but our competitiveness and survival. Thanks for diving deep with me into this subject. It's crucial for our future.
Absolutely. Till next time, keep pushing for change and stay inspired, because the future is ours to shape.